the 2022 Armed Forces Classic game going to be on Veterans Day, and that is going to be Gonzaga versus Michigan State. They're going to play that game on the flight deck of the USS Abraham Lincoln aircraft carrier station in San Diego. Again, this is going to be on Veterans Day. Gonzaga versus Michigan State should be a fun game. And there's going to be a London Basketball Classic tournament. That's going to be in November with 4 teams, which are Northeastern, Princeton, Army, and Manhattan. It's going to be from November 24th to 26th. 24th is actually Thanksgiving Day, and on Thanksgiving Day, Army will face Princeton, and Manhattan will play Northeastern. The winners of those games will advance to the championship game on November 26th, while the losing teams will play the third place game on the same day. So that should be a fun little tournament over Thanksgiving weekend. The Black Knights and Manhattan spending Thanksgiving in London.
Yeah, that'd be a great opportunity for them, for both Army and Manhattan from our area, and just trying to get more visibility overseas. We'll be having some separate discussions on what's happening in college athletics as we get a little closer to the college football season. Army starts practice in 2 weeks. I think 2 weeks. But today we're going to hear a little bit of an interview I did last week with Gerald Dennis, who is the Executive Director of the STEM Education Program in Mount Vernon. They start their 3-week summer camp for grades 3rd to 10th grade, and a wonderful program. They have a program in the fall during the school year too. And so let's hear a little bit of our talk with Gerald Dennis from the STEM Education Program in Mount Vernon. Mount Vernon doing great work. Gerald, how are you today? How's the summer going?
Thank you. Summer's going well. Hectic but good though, so no complaints. Thank you.
Very good. Now, tell us a little bit about your program. It's been running for 8 years and getting bigger and serving more children in Mount Vernon every year. Tell us a little bit about its origins and where you're at today preparing for your summer program.
Sure. Thank you for the opportunity as well. And we're really close to preparing for Monday's launch. This will be our 8th year of the summer program, our primary program every year. We started back in 2014 with 27 7th graders. They learned genomics, they learned robotics, they learned science, experimentation, and a lot of other things as well. It was a great program. The kids were fantastic. They went for 2 weeks then. They all learned a lot. That class has since graduated, and 2 of those students from our class have graduated cum laude and also top of the class. So they've done really well, and both of them are going to be engineers. So I think we have some impact on their lives. And Mount Vernon Technology and Science Center really, this is really about driving change. We always hear about the disparity of outcomes for poor minority communities, and I think that is clearly the case and very easy to see that. But I think the real focus should be on the disparity associated with input. What the kids get is what drives what they come out to do. We think that we can give them high-level enriched educational resources around STEM, we can have a really big impact. Think about it. STEM is the biggest employer out there today in terms of the biggest job opportunities and also the most financially rewarding opportunities as well. So there is really a critical space that we need to get more children the opportunity to be a participant in that environment. So giving them STEM education starting from grade 3 through 12 is really the way to change their mind and let them see themselves in those kind of careers where they can do really, really well in life and educationally as well. So that's what we're about. And it's been an amazing experience to this point.
Well, very good. The STEM education, science, technology, engineering, and math has gained more visibility as technology and just all of the elements of life that involve computers and managing data have become so prominent. Certainly, use of mobile phones and laptops, has changed all our lives in the last 20 years. Tell us a little bit about how you see STEM education growing in importance for today's children.
But as you so clearly stated, though, STEM is really behind almost everything we do to some degree. You might not see it, recognize it, or know what it is, but there's a driver there. One of the key drivers, though, is coding. Coding makes all the things we do in technology possible. And we try to teach coding in all of our various classes, and kids learning that at an early age becomes very common to them. And then they can really pursue jobs in that same space where they can be very, very impactful until they're doing amazing things. Robotics, coding, engagement is so important at an early age, though, because it lets them know they can participate in that place. They can also be a driver there. Also, they can get jobs in the future. So we include, as you know, the mentorship element as well. And we bring in scientists and engineers and others to help them understand that could be them doing some really fun things now, equal some very exciting things long term as well. So that's the nature of it, though. We've been very pleased, though, with the response. We've done a total of 88 programs over the last 8 years. We've engaged more than 3,000 students in one class or another, some in many classes.
We lost power.
And our plan is to do much, much more than that. But just biting off a little bit now, but there's more to be done, and very, very good things to come with that.
Well, you got your summer program
Like
starting
some
on
lightning.
July 18th and running for 3 weeks.
Right.
What will be some of the experiences that the children in your program will have? What will they be learning?
They're learning lots of great stuff. Many of them will take on robotic classes. We have 4 different robotic classes, which is really very exciting. I have work with robots, and the key there is coding, obviously. Then we have another class most of them will take as a coding class specifically, a product that really helps them understand coding and how to drive technology around machines and devices through coding. Then we have an experimental science class where they'll sit down and do experiments around genomics or forensics. We do that as well. And then also we have mathematical classes. We teach our kids different form of math that they found very, very exciting and very fun as well. But again, it opens their minds up to be more critical thinkers in terms of mathematics. And understand, most importantly though, how mathematics are used to do other things, including coding. So we try to get every student class 3 different classes, 90 minutes long per class. They all touch upon things like coding, mathematics, science, engineering, and at the end of the day, they all leave very happy. We also provide the kids with lunch and breakfast, and it's a real exciting day. The kids always have fun. We have an 84% return rate. So kids who come one year, they come every year until they graduate from high school or get to the 10th, 11th grade, which is mostly.
Well, that's terrific. Sounds like it's a great day for the children. Tell us a little bit about what your year-round programs involve.
Yep, indeed. We do a couple of things year-round as well. We also do a strictly robotic program which leads us to a national competition opportunity. That's really a real game changer in that regard. We also do a science and engineering research program, which we just started. We were fortunate enough to get the support of the Gerald last year. We helped us to launch our first local engineering and research program that went over very, very well. Kids really do research around a science endeavor, a mathematical endeavor, something to do with STEM. They come up with a project that they design and get done and show us what comes of it, though. As you know, too, the Gerald is an incredible company. It's been very, very kind to kids in terms of education, and the science and research there have been a major ingredient in that program. So engaging kids in that can bring lots of money for scholarships. Most importantly, though, engage them in learning a new way of thinking around research and what it can mean. And to a community like Mount Vernon, that is so important that they know these possibilities are out there, and if they can access them to our facility, then we all speak to the greatness of what they can do long-term and going forward.
Well, actually, well, we see STEM education so vital in business today. I work in banking, and certainly it's so important now to be able to manage customer data and keep it secure. And then we look at the military, what they're doing to manage their increasingly sophisticated equipment, and just in marketing, all the things in digital marketing depend on a basis of STEM education. What are some of the career directions that you describe to the children that growth in STEM education could lead them to?
Yeah, great question, Ken. Thank you. What we do is we bring in mentors, like the folk that come from West Point as well. And these young people all ages come in. We have doctors coming in, scientists coming in. We have folk that work in the technology space coming in as well. And they share with the kids that what they do specifically. And the kids can say, okay, so my learning robots now to get me a job in coding in a very large environment where I have critical access to major activities and do really impactful things. That all starts with robotics, so it starts with coding. As we show them the path forward to do these kind of things, really let them see it's real. What makes it even better, though, oftentimes the mentors are minorities and are women. Vernon kids can work directly to them and see that could be me. So it makes it real in terms of why we do this, what the value is, and what the outcomes can be. Remember, the 20% of the top jobs in the country in terms of economically are in the STEM sector. And our kids leave our program wanting to be engineers, wanting to be technical designers, wanting to be robotic technologists, all those kinds of things. Wanting to be doctors. So we have a lot of doctors that come in, women and doctors that come in. And they leave a great impression though, because they say the same thing I'm saying now, because they were once where you are, young people, and look where we are now. And that vivid example of what's possible overcomes the challenges that oftentimes restrict Mount Vernon and cities like it, though, in terms of aspirations and desires to do more.
And you've got a long... Okay, and that is Gerald Dennis, who's the Executive Director of the NSA at Mount Vernon STEM Education Program. More information on their website, nssa-mv.org. And they're looking for mentors. They could use some financial support, but they're making a difference. This is right in the... is a great direction. A program like this to help the students advance and learn about professional opportunities in the STEM field, science, technology, engineering, and math. And we're working on getting a couple of recent West Point grads down there to give a talk.
Yeah, it's a great program. Hopefully we'll get those West Point grads. And scary weather outside, so stay off the roads unless you have to go out.
Unfortunately, we have to go out the door.
Yeah. But you've been listening to the Canvas Radio Report on WVOX 1460, heard around the world on WVOX.com. We thank today's special guest, Gerald Dennis, the Executive Director of the STEM Education Program in Mount Vernon. Remember to check our Facebook pages, the Canvas Radio Report, our West Point Football Report, our Z-Sources page, and our basketball report page. And until next week, remember to thank a veteran.
Okay, take care. How do you just press the X?
Yeah, X.
Stop streaming and then